Greetings, I am Rob Chappers and welcome to Ask Chappers, the awesome, star-spangled, incredible podcast featuring the one and only Gus G.
Yes!
Woo! We are honoured to have Gus here today from Firewind and everything else that is awesome, and from Greece. And
Greece is a band.
It is a band.
I'm from Greece.
Yeah, the band Greece. Yeah. And we're going to answer your hot questions, maybe play a bit of guitar, talk shit, look at some of the cool gear that Gus uses, and marvel at the dexterous fingers on the end of his hands.
What an intro. Good to be here, man.
Thank you very much, man. How was the coffee I made you?
Excellent.
Was it really?
10 out of 10. Perfect.
Because the best coffee I've ever had is from Crete.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We do have some really good coffee in Greece.
Yeah.
Really strong stuff.
Yeah, the spoon almost stood upright in the cup. Because it was like, it looked like the woman from this little place had got a mug and then just wet some soil and then run it through the mud and then just put some sugar in it. It was like the thickest, like, I was really awake afterwards.
Yeah, that was like the traditional Greek coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It had cloves in it and all sorts of stuff. It was weird.
Yeah. I usually drink the frappe. You might have heard
Yeah. In fact, one of the questions was, how does Gus like his frappe?
Yeah.
Let's play. How does Gus like his frappe? How do you like your frappe?
Well, I used to drink it sweet with milk, but that's not good for your stomach because frappe is instant coffee, cold. So don't have too many of those. One is good enough. When you're younger, in your 20s, yeah, you can drink 3 or 4, but now that I'm getting older, I'm like, no, just one a day is good.
Just one a day?
Yeah, so I drink it just with one spoonful of sugar, that's it.
I love that you answered that question seriously and with full consideration.
Yes, it's a Greek thing, I guess.
It totally is. So off camera, you can't see her, but she's definitely sat over here. I will no longer look at her because you can't see her, is Alyssa Offerman, and she's going to be asking questions that the general public have asked us to ask you, but also me.
Cool.
So some of them might relate to me, a lot of them won't.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it should be interesting. So question number 1, please,
is from Aussie Studios, and he says, firstly, Kalimera, and then what are your favorite 3 scales and what is your favorite pedal?
3 scales and pedal. That's 4 things he's asking you for, Gus.
Right. 3 scales.
Yeah.
What are your favorite scales?
I mean, the diatonic scale, because then it's every mode.
Right.
So,
and then the gin and tonic.
I guess, yeah. Scale shapes. My favourite scale shapes would be, okay. 3-octave minor. I like that shape where you start with a slide.
Ah, cool.
Because I like the little finger thing. And then my other favourite scale shape is this one. It's like a Phrygian.
Sorry, did they say scale shapes or scales?
Scale shapes, he said.
3 favorite scales.
Oh, scales.
Scales.
Okay, so in that case,
like
I
the sound of which sound
Yeah,
of which
yeah.
scale, like which is the one that we probably would use most, like.
All right, I'm going to change my answer then. I'm going to say Aeolian. I'm going to say Lydian. And I'm going to say an altered Phrygian thing that I do quite a lot.
That almost sounds a little bit, reminds me of that Japanese pentatonic scale that Friedman used a lot.
That's exactly what that is. I got it from Marty Friedman's Hot Licks video.
We all did, right? Yeah. Cheers, Marty.
Yeah. Thanks, Marty.
Thank you, Marty, for teaching us.
What are your favourite 3 scales then?
I would say probably, because I'm such a big kind of like 80s neoclassical shred fan and the Mike Varney scene, I think the Phrygian major, so to speak, of the Yngwie scale. It's something I use a lot.
Oh, man.
So... Or if it becomes it becomes harmonic minor if you change the root.
So is it?
If you use it over A, it's like A harmonic minor, so it's basically like an Aeolian with a raised 7. Or so I love that thing, and
Your playing is so clean. And you just got off a plane, got on a train, landed here, had probably half a coffee.
it's the Chapman coffee that.
Right,
Yeah,
okay, that's what it is. I really do need to launch Chapman coffee.
You do.
Yeah, I think you've given 2 scales as an answer. You've got 1 more scale to go.
I would say pentatonic. I like playing pentatonic stuff. Yeah. And I would expect you would have said that because you got your blues rock band.
I had to leave you something. I could have been like, yeah, pentatonic. And
but which guitar player doesn't like pentatonic?
Yeah,
That's
right.
immediately the first thing you play when you pick up a guitar, right?
It's the holy grail of tone, is what it is.
Yeah. It is.
That and the fire tattoo. And then you're... Now, in order to help Gus properly answer this question of what's his favourite pedal, I've got it on the floor.
Well, I have 2 favorite pedals. Yes. I mean, should we talk about this now since we have it here? We have my pedal and your pedal.
Well, I didn't put my pedal there specifically for you to plug it, or that's very nice that you're
I did really like it because I mean, we did this trade thing a couple of months back. You know, I sent you my pedal, you sent me yours, and we kind of like both did a little demo and stuff. And I really love the very thing. It's great.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no.
And I love the Speed Demon.
Yeah, it's cool.
Which is why it's on my pedal board.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah. So I'm glad to see it here. And of course, yeah. I mean, the Speed Demon is the latest project that I did basically, and that's my overdrive sort of booster. It's more of an overdrive pedal, I would say.
Well, for the listeners who are not viewing on a podcast, shall we have you play and then I'll step it in so they can hear the difference?
Mm-hmm, absolutely. So, yeah. So when you step on it, you instantly become a speed demon.
Yes, right. Yeah.
Somebody just wrote me that, like on Instagram. What does this pedal do? It turns you to a speed demon.
Right.
I replied.
Yeah, there are a few guitarists on Instagram that could definitely use that pedal. That would be good and quite controversial at the moment, apparently.
Yeah.
Right. Well, then I guess my favourite pedal is the very thing which I'm not plugged into, but you are. So
can I?
Yeah. And
do this for you,
I've set it to a similar voicing to yours.
Yeah.
So again, I'll step on it and yeah.
All right. So let's do this.
Yeah.
Before and after thing.
Jesus.
What do you know? The very thing also turns you to a speed demon.
That's right. Yeah.
No, it's great, man. I love it.
Yeah. So I think that we answered that question.
We answered that, yeah.
Was that all alternate picking?
Yeah. The
last
yeah.
that bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I noticed you got a lot more movement in your thumb than I have when you pick.
You know what? I thought for many years I thought I was picking from my a wrist movement.
It's your thumb and your finger moving a lot.
And then Andy James a while ago told me like, "Hey mate, you play a lot with your thumb. You do this." I'm like, "Really? I didn't notice. Somebody else noticed and told me." So I do a lot of this kind of thing.
Yeah. That's good because you're using every available bit that moves. You know, rather than like holding it like this and like. Moving the arm, you know.
How do you do it? Like do you do a lot of wrist picking?
If I think about it, I can't do it.
You do also a lot of economy picking stuff, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
But I don't know what. I think I moved my wrist.
Yeah.
It's the wrist, isn't it? I need to incorporate more thumb like Gus. That's what I need to do. Use your thumb like Gus, and then things will be a lot better. I got a tune because Gus is down tuned for his Firewind tour, which is where you're headed to tomorrow, and I was tuned up for Clockwork Wolf stuff. So give me an E again. Okay, next question.
Crodrig503 wants to know how many years it took before you felt ready to play in a band.
Well, good question. I mean, I started playing very early. I mean, it was like, as I was learning guitar, I was also in bands. It kind of like went hand in hand, you know.
Me too.
Yeah, because you learn. It's good to be able to have a couple of friends and be able to play, because you learn from that too. It's not just you should just sit in your room for 5 years and then go out in the world.
Yeah.
I think you have to. It's trial and error. You know, you have to sort of grow up playing in bands. I think that's really important.
Yeah.
And of course, it's very important to have your own personal time with the instrument and practice all your stuff you need to practice, that what you want to learn, what you want to achieve. But it's also great to be able to bring that into a rehearsal studio with a band, or like I cut my teeth a lot with when I was 16 with a local cover band in Thessaloniki, Greece. That helped me a lot. I remember we used to gig around town in small bars and stuff, and it was really cool. It was really cool for me. Because you know how it is, like when you're sitting also and playing stuff, it's different, and then when you're standing up,
Oh, totally different.
yeah, it's a totally different world, and let alone just playing that in front of people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, from my point of view, I was too young and too stupid to know that I couldn't play or care. I was just too in love with playing the guitar,
Yeah,
and all I wanted to do was play Sabbath and Metallica
Yeah.
on like the school acoustic guitar, or go out and meet a band in my garage and play with them. And I sucked, but I loved sucking.
Yeah, man.
That sounds really bad, but you know what I mean.
What do you mean, Rob?
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed. I enjoyed learning. I enjoyed I'm still learning, but
Of course, yeah. I mean, music is a never-ending journey. That's for sure. But
the never-ending journey.
it is, because you know, a lot of people also ask me, like, I don't know if you get that question, but they tell me, well, do you still practice now? Well, it's not like that I've learned everything there is, you know. Just because I can play the stuff I play doesn't mean that, you know, there's no more knowledge out there. Like, I feel that I've only gotten a fraction of where I want to be as a player.
Right.
It never ends. There's like a million ways to play different things. It's like I still come up with stuff. And
did you ever get into the like harmonic minor modes and all that kind of stuff?
yeah, like early on. So, yeah.
Pentatonic shape 1, and then it was mixed Lydian altered dominant 7th, straight like day 2 for Gus. That's how it was. Yeah.
No, not exactly like that. But were you in bands early on from your in your teens and stuff?
I literally learnt guitar for 3 weeks, and then saw a guy playing guitar in a school practice room, and went, "Hey, can I jam?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure, we're a band." And I was like, "Fuck, that's cool. Do you need another?" And they were like, "Sure." And I walked in, and I was a guitarist, and I could play a power chord. That was it.
Perfect.
Pretty much the same now.
Great.
That was it. Yeah. Next question.
Yeah.
Liam Tither has asked which guitarist you would love to absorb the talent and knowledge of and be able to use.
Oh, that's a great question. Can we add alive or dead?
Yeah.
Even better.
So alive or dead?
Yeah, any guitarist, alive or dead, absorb all of that, like in the Matrix, unplug and go, "Oh, I know Steve Vai."
I was just gonna say, like, what's inside that man's head, like that knowledge, and so yeah, that would be great to just. I mean, you might go mad after that.
That much knowledge.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely love to have Steve Vai's knowledge, or somebody like Al Di Meola, you know, the way they...
Really good shout. Yeah, he's a fantastic player, isn't he?
Not so much on the rock side of things, and and by saying that, I'm not a big fusion fan either, but still, Al Di Meola is so influential for a lot of metal guitar players.
Oh man,
Yeah.
The only reason I economy pick is because of Al Di Meola.
Yeah.
Watching some of his early tuition stuff.
Yeah,
know.
that REH video back in the day. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
Which when I watched it, I think it was like spitting out so much info. It was like,
Oh yeah.
I'm like, it's impossible to understand what the hell is going on.
Oh, it's just amazing. Yeah, it's just incredible. I would want to absorb Richie Kotzen because not only is Richie a ridiculously good guitar player, and he'll put a pick down and still be insane.
Well, he hasn't played with a pick in years. He's like,
Right. But he also sings to an incredibly high standard, and I'd love his vocal chops and his guitar chops. I think for me that would be really cool.
Yeah. It would be great to have if you got Richie here someday, and then pick his brain about a lot of things and stuff. I did a tour with him last year in the States, and it was great. I sat down with him and I'm like, okay, can I steal some of your licks now, please?
What did he say?
He's like, yeah, cool. He's like,
Wow.
he showed me how he does a lot of the barring stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Legato.
yeah, a lot of the barring and legato. He and Jason Becker did that. I think he produced his early records. Jason Becker produced
Richie Kotzon's early stuff.
Yeah.
Fuck your money. All that stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you can be the gateway key holder to helping bring other artists to Ask Chappers, because
I will gladly do that.
I don't really know anyone else. I know John Petrucci, and he's definitely going to do a podcast, which would be really fun.
Cool.
But I don't know anyone else of much repute that hasn't already been on enough to ask them. Devin Townsend gave me his mobile number at NAMM, and I did text him twice, but he's not replied. And I'm going to go and see him in London. And one of my friends.
What's up, Devin?
Yeah.
Why don't you reply to Chappers?
I'm not offended or upset or deeply scarred by the notion that you could be ignoring me. But, I just feel like you'd probably like my house. We have a cat that turns up. I make a pretty good coffee.
You would like it here, yeah.
And I want to ask him about vocals and about music writing and, that kind of thing.
I saw this video with him recently, and he had like this massive pedal board and explaining how to hook it all up, and I was like, okay, I don't understand any of this.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. So I turned the video off. I'm like, he's just too smart, I guess. I don't know.
There's a lot of technical stuff that I have no idea about. The fact that I managed to mic up these cabs is a complete miracle, Gus. Next.
We're on the same page.
Oh wait, did we answer that one? We did answer it.
Yes.
I feel good about that.
Yeah.
Okay, next question, please.
The next question is from Riffs and Beer, and the question is, what is your biggest musical regret?
Again, that's a really good question that I've never been asked.
Mm-hmm. No regrets, bro.
I was going to say, I don't have any regrets.
Look, I mean, not everything you do is, it's, I don't know. Have you ever regretted for a project you did, or like an album you did or something?
I have one regret, but it's a really obscure memory.
Okay, what?
I'd been playing guitar for about 2 years, and I could play a little bit. I wasn't, a mate, but in my local town, people thought that I was really good because it was a very small town.
Yeah.
And I could play, little bit of. I could probably do a little tapping thing
so
like that.
You were God. In that. Yeah.
I don't know about that. And I went to a party, and they'd heard that I could play, and I'd been jamming in one of the rooms, and there was a band playing a gig at this house party, and then halfway through the gig, the singer went, "Guys, we're really excited to say we've got a virtuoso guitarist here, and he's going to come up and play, and his name's Rob." And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" and I didn't get up. I didn't do it.
Okay.
And I regret that.
Yeah.
I should have got up and just given it what I had. And I was only 17.
Yeah.
But I regret that. That was me. I was afraid.
Yeah.
And I learned after that day to conquer my fear.
See, that taught you something there. So
yeah. I guess so.
Yeah. You had to have an experience like that so you can be like, never again, we go forward.
Yeah, right.
We do it next time. So no regrets about that, I think.
Yeah. Well, conquering fear is something you must know about, because you joined conquering fear.
Conquering fear, yeah.
Because you joined a band where you put yourself under a microscope and could be compared to other guitar players who'd had your shoes.
It was frightening.
Yeah.
It was, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, but at the end of the day, you're like, well, what's the worst that can happen? You're here, you play. Okay, maybe you don't get to play that stuff anymore. But you have a chance at it to do it. So you go out there and do it.
Yeah.
That was my mentality. So
yeah, that's the right attitude, isn't it?
You've
got to have that attitude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
As far as myself, I don't have any musical regrets like that. Really, it's and all the mistakes that I've made, I'm glad I made them. And I'll tell you what, I've mostly made my own mistakes, not somebody else's, because I listened to somebody else.
Sure.
That's very important. You make your own mistakes, because then you're like, okay, I gave it a shot and it didn't work out.
Yeah.
And that was stupid what I did, and So.
Yeah. Next question.
Yeah.
Shane68 Daniels wants to know what your favorite mode to riff in while warming up your fretting fingers is.
Probably Dorian. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I just sort of. It probably
Like when warming up. Is that what it says? When warming up, what's the favorite mode to play?
either pentatonic or Dorian or something.
Yeah, I think Dorian. I like Dorian a lot too. Yeah. Pentatonic too, all that stuff.
I don't think about what I'm playing.
No, you don't. No, you don't think like I'm gonna do a Mixolydian with a little bit of that Japanese thing. I was like, oh, you just do it, you know. I mean, when I warm up, actually, I do a lot of. It sounds kind of boring, but a lot of chromatic stuff. Still, I sit
Really?
there. Yeah, I sit there for half an hour and I go. I still do that stuff, you know.
Have you ever done this one?
Which? Oh shit! No, what's that?
It's my exercise.
Show me.
Because I couldn't sweep for years. And it
Yeah.
was really frustrating. And I couldn't alternate pick. Still can't. And it was frustrating me. So I thought, I'm going to combine the two
Okay.
into one exercise. So I just go, and then I sweep it.
Ah, so. Ah, you do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got a beautiful symmetry to it.
And then do you move up chromatically?
Yeah,
somehow?
you can do, yeah. So just go up and up and up. It'll ruin you.
It's cool. I don't know, whatever. I'm playing.
He's
whatever.
already mastered the exercise.
No, I haven't. It's kind of it's good to.
It's a head
wake up
fuck.
and- Yeah. Cool. I saw this from Dweezil Zappa the other day.
What's that?
It's like that's very Zappa, right? It's like 2, 1, 3. No, yeah,
Oh, I see.
and then he does. Yeah, and takes that across.
Ah!
It's pretty cool, huh?
Oh my god, my brain.
Yeah. Okay.
Next question.
Is from JNoel21, and the question is, what is the hardest thing to adjust to while traveling and gigging?
Good question. It takes a few days for me to get used to the bus, even after all these years.
You don't like being in a tour bus?
No, I love it, but it takes a couple of days to adjust. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
Do you sleep head first or feet first?
I lay down normally looking in the front.
Yeah.
Well, have you slept on the other side or?
Well, so in the bunks,
Yeah.
I once, when I first got on a tour bus, I slept with my head in the direction of travel.
No.
And then when, yeah.
No. Don't do that.
And no one told me. So then when he slammed the brakes on, I'm like,
Yeah.
like someone
You almost broke your neck.
Yeah.
Never do that. Yeah.
And then I learnt to put your feet in the direction of travel.
Yeah.
Which was, thank God for that lesson.
Yeah.
Would have been bad otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's food.
Yeah.
Because I have dietary requirements. I'm dairy intolerant. I'm wheat intolerant. And for example, in America, almost
Yeah.
everything's made of dairy and wheat. So it's
so
difficult.
I don't have any like special diet like that, but still, it's like it can be boring and not good. Also, not healthy to eat ham and cheese sandwiches every day and pizzas for dinner. It's not good. Like I might do that for a couple of days and then I try to search for better food.
Yeah.
Touring Europe though, I have to say it's much better because there's you get hot meals at catering usually.
Oh, yeah.
You get well looked after.
Especially Germany.
Yeah. So you'll get like a cooked meal. most venues. So yeah, it's all right.
There you go. If you want to keep Gus happy, give him a cooked meal.
Hot meals, everybody.
Yeah. Next question.
K20 Sedancy wants to know what steps you took to effectively build up your speed and accuracy while playing.
Good question.
Which drug did you inject?
Exactly, yeah. A lot of cocaine, man. No, no, it's one thing, man. There's like metronome. I have to say this. When it comes to building speed, metronome. That's your best friend. Practice slowly. Everything you learn, all the licks. That worked for me at least, you know. And then gradually build up. And all of us guitar players, we have that problem where we reach that point where you just can't go faster because like, okay, I got up to, I don't know, 87, but it's like, how do I get to 95 BPM? Or I realized that if you just keep pushing that, you know, eventually, like if you do that for a day or something, or 2 days, and you insist, like, you know, breaking that threshold basically, then it's kind of becomes normal, or it becomes natural, and then you're able to kind of like break the threshold and go play faster. Yeah. But it's something that takes time, like with anything. Yeah. Yeah, it's not like something that's gonna happen overnight. And all of us guitar players we're impatient people, right? We're not good at waiting. No, that's... You just want to wake up and be like, you know, it just doesn't happen. It took me years, so... Yeah, but people don't see that. They see you now playing cleanly and quickly and good technique and everything. And they don't realise that you put in your 10,000 hours slowly with a metronome. Absolutely, yeah. How do you hold your pick? Just play and I'll witness. Yeah. So you have quite a lot of pick protruding, because I don't have a lot. You hold it like very close to... yeah, very, very close. I noticed you do a lot of digging like that a little bit more. Yeah. It's cool, yeah. I think that's because my pick is so thick that it just... What is it, 2 millimeter? 2 millimeter. Yeah. I used to play 1.5. Now I went back to 1. So I what? Yeah, 1 millimeter. Okay, I've got to try this. Yeah. You try that. All right. I'm going to be faster because this is a Gus G Tortex pick. It's cool. Do a little bit more digging. Maybe I should switch to that. I like it. Brightness out of this too, right? I feel like it's more... I feel like the attack seems to give a brighter string. Right. I like this. It's harder than I thought it was going to be for a millimeter. It's really rigid. Yeah, it's good. But I can't change. I feel like that something about holding a really thick pick feels right for me. I used to use those celluloid 1 mil thick Dunlop picks. But I used to be hooked when I was younger into these the small jazz 3s. Yeah. And anybody that handed me another pick, I just couldn't play. I would just freeze and be like, no, I need to have my pick. It's like... And then at some point I went, you know what? To hell with that. I'm going to learn how to play whatever I play it is, like with whatever pick is available. This is exactly what Peter Honore said to me recently when I was filming at Andertons. I went, have you got one of my picks? Because I didn't bring it. He went, here's a pick. Yeah. Use this pick. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, okay. It's funnier because in Danish pick means penis. So it was also funny. Pick? You know? Yeah? Yeah. I was just in Denmark yesterday. Right. A lot of picks there. That's right. Now you know. What's the next question, Alyssa?
Well, this is kind of for Gus alone, but it's from Daniel Sheehan48. And the question is, how did gigging with Aussie change your approach to playing? And are there any techniques or tricks that you developed then that you still use today?
Yeah, good one. Well, my time with Aussie, actually, it was a really good time for me to sort of sit down and revisit my playing, reanalyze my playing. So basically breaking every lick down again and making sure, because obviously I was very nervous and I wanted to do really well, and then I had to learn the back catalog from these amazing, great legends, you know. So it was really cool for me. I don't know if there's a technique that I learned there that I still use today. Probably not, because I grew up with that stuff. So it felt like natural to me. This is like the school of rock metal guitar that I grew up in, like Randy and Zach and Jake Lee, and so it wasn't like I was entering something that I didn't know already, you know.
But you
I just had to learn it.
refinement.
Yeah, I just had to learn it better, of course, and do it properly. It was, you know, so
wow.
Yeah.
Process of refinement through, you know, being under a microscope. It's like when you go into a recording studio and you know you're going to be listened to acutely by someone that's going to produce you. So
exactly.
You want to get it all right and everything.
I remember, for example, playing the song Killer of Giants, and that's a song that I love that intro since I was a kid. It was one of the first, like, when I was learning a lot of open string chords and stuff like that, that was one of the songs that I loved, and I really knew how to play that to detail, and I was glad when it made it to the set list, because it was like, but still, when you go out and play that in an arena of 20,000 people, it's still kind of, you sit there alone, you don't want to mess it up, you know. It's
what was the one solo that you had to get right, with the one part that was a little bit tricky that you couldn't get wrong in the set? Or did you improvise lots of solo stuff? Or?
I tried to stay true to most of the solos. There were a couple of songs where I did my thing, like I think Suicide Solution was one of them, because there was this middle part where I could just play whatever, and at the end we did Shot in the Dark, and at the end I just went into this long solo, so I just improvised and played my own stuff. But the rest of the songs, tracks like Mr. Crawley and Crazy Train, you don't change those solos. I just stayed true to that.
So the next question is from Gabe the Samurai, and he wants to know what your thoughts are on country music and if you'd ever make a country song.
Wow. I'm not really familiar with country music, to be honest. So American country music, right? So no. I mean, there's some badass guitar playing, I know that, but it's just nothing that I've really picked up on all these years. I was more into the Euro sound, I guess,
right.
Because, I don't know, maybe because I'm European or something, but
I think the biggest evolution in your playing ever would be if you ever got into like Johnny Highland or someone.
Can you imagine me with a cowboy hat and a telly and
totally 100%,
and then playing? I don't know. I couldn't do that. I'm not that guy, but it's inspiring to hear all different kind of playing, you know. I
love.
What about you?
I'm a big fan of some of the country players. I think some of the best guitar players are country players. Jerry Douglas, Johnny Highland, two of my favourite guitar players of all time, and that's why I do a lot of the sort of all that kind of stuff.
Right.
I love using fingers and a pick, and
like hybrids.
And all the double stops and that kind of, you know. I mean, it's a bit cheesy, but sort of bending
that's
dual
really cool,
stuff. I love all that kind of stuff. Probably because Nuno did a little bit of that,
right?
And early Zach.
Yeah, he brought a lot of. They brought a lot of that into hard rock metal. They did that back in the 80s, 90s. They did that for sure. Yeah, and I mean, we all picked up on that, of course. You know, that's where if I've ever played any country licks, it's probably because of these guys. Thanks to these guys, because I was learning their solos when I was a kid. But other than that, I haven't really sat down and. An amazing guitar player that could play all of that stuff. He was not a country player. He was like blues, rockabilly. It was Danny Gatton, and he was.
Of course.
And he could do.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the master.
There are many amazing.
And very underrated too.
Yeah, that's true. Well, just sort of not on the radar of many people from other countries. But it's interesting that you said country music from America, I guess, because of course there is country music from every country.
I look at it like a folk music of each. That's what I probably confused it with. I mean, but there's country music in Greece is a totally different thing.
But it's very cool. I've heard some. It's very, very cool. Some of the stringed instruments are really interesting, long necks and different scales.
The bouzouki is a very difficult instrument because it's there's 3-string and 4-string bouzoukis, and they don't play with distortion and stuff like that. They play clean, and each string it's 2-string.
Yeah.
So like playing, you know, when you pick up a 12-string, for example. So each note has 2 strings. So and those guys pick really fast and play a lot of crazy licks like that. On 2 strings, so a good bouzouki player has to be technically perfect.
Really spot on.
Yeah. But that's nothing like the American country music, obviously. Totally different.
Different style. Yeah, but it's interesting.
What is I mean, and the folk music of Britain is.
Well, folk music of Britain is Celtic influenced, really.
Yeah,
so you know, we got Cornwall, Wales, Scotland, all influencing us from Celtic and Pictish origins, and it's deep and interesting. And
did you ever get into that?
No, you know what? I've never been to Ireland, but I think when I go to Ireland, I will get into that. I will suddenly find a whole load of new stuff that I really wanted to find and didn't know I did.
Yeah,
I think that's right.
I like how Thin Lizzy and Gary Moore brought some of that into their playing. Yeah, a lot of the Irish kind of Celtic melodies. Yeah.
In fact, there's an amazing metal band. I can't remember the name of them now. It's going to bug the hell out of me. But I played some to Liz yesterday, and it's a really heavy metal band, but they also play like Irish Celtic flutes.
Oh, okay.
in the background.
Okay.
It's immense. So yeah, that's a good thing. Next question.
Ariana Zadi has asked, how can guitar play...
Sorry. I think you said Ariana Grande.
Yeah, we got excited for a second that it was Ariana Grande, who obviously is a fan.
Oh, yeah, she has all our records. Both of our
records, yeah.
Well, they want to know, how can guitar players use the knowledge of music theory or techniques in playing?
How can they use them?
I actually think it's a really good question, and I think it's very important to know the theory basics at least. I'm not talking about going deep into jazz harmony or whatever, but at least the theory basics. And I know this because I went to a conservatory when I was a youngster, and originally I used to learn all this stuff, but then later when I picked up the guitar and saw what we were learning at the music school, then everything sort of made sense instantly. So it really unlocks a lot of mysteries for the instrument. So yeah, it's like almost like learning how to read and write. You know what I mean? So it's good to know the theory basics. What is a semitone, a whole tone? What is the relative majors and minors? What does that mean? Like the really basic stuff. What is a triad? What is stuff like that? It will really help you understand the basics of the instrument, I think. So, when we play, obviously now, you don't think about these things. You don't think.
No, because if I, for example, if I just play a chord progression for Gus, if I just go. Really out of tune, but you would immediately play over it and never have an issue.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's not like you're thinking, oh, I did an inversion of the C chord. You don't think of these things. If you just do it, it's then the music just kind of takes its own path, you know. So that would be my.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
From my point of view, I think theory. A lot of theory. It's important to learn it all and then discard the bits that you don't want. I think Frank Zappa said that. I think that makes sense, but it helps you know where you are. So, for example, in that example.
Yeah.
Of these chords, and when you start playing over it, you would know what you could use initially, and then you wouldn't have to be thinking, is this going to be right? I don't know, and have that fear that you're going to play a wrong note, and then. And
I've met a lot of players who have never bothered learning what it is, even the basic stuff, and then they've been playing for years, and they're sort of like they just guess what's gonna happen if around the fretboard. Okay, do this what is...
They're feeling their way through it. Trying to listen for
it. It would be good to just know some of the basic stuff. It'll help you because we are, come on, we all have our comfort zones. We all play with certain shapes and things. And so it's good to know all these things and what you can do and where you can go depending on what chord you're soloing over. And but like I said, not let that dictate how you're thinking as a musician. It's just to have that as knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think also it's useful to use theory to understand something you've written. So, for example, I would write. If I wrote something like.
Yeah.
Well, not a lot of people would know immediately what it was or how to play with it or sing over it.
Yeah.
You know, and so theory helps you go, okay, what are all the intervallics?
Yeah.
What's the key? What are the possibilities? And then it gives
Absolutely.
you more options.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really? But,
Absolutely.
But it's not essential. You just play pentatonics and fuck everything else, you know. Yeah. Although Jimi Hendrix played in a jazz band.
Was Jimi Hendrix self-taught? Did he? I think
He grew up self-taught, but then he ended up in a jazz band.
So he learned a lot from those cats,
learned
right?
all his comping, chord theory. He knew his chord scales. He knew his inversions, and then he just got into the blues rock thing, and you know.
And then fooled us all by saying, "It just comes out of the soul." Like I don't know what that is. I'm doing.
So the very last question is from Chats 1, and the question is, what is the single most extreme situation you've had to face during a live show?
I hate it when I go. It doesn't happen very often, thank God. But I hate it when I go on stage and there's no sound. Like you've done the sound check, you've done it all, and then you go on stage, play the first note, and then it's like, oh, that's embarrassing. It happened to me the other night actually. I'm like, why?
Oh, and then they gradually turn it up, back a house kind of thing, or
No. Like, like there was no sound.
Oh.
Like that's it happened.
Oh no.
Did I ever tell you that story when I was with Aussie and we played in Norway at this huge festival outdoor thing? And I used to have in my old guitars. I had this kill switch.
Yeah.
And we went on stage, you know, count off, bark at the moon, no riff. Like, turns around, looks at me. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So, guitar tech losing his mind, like unplugging everything, the wireless going straight into the amp. You know, like no sound really. Like the show stopped like as soon as it started.
Oh,
horrible.
Shit.
And then it was this fucking kill switch. And after that, guess what I did? I never had any guitars with kill switches.
You need a non-latching kill switch.
Yeah.
You need a push.
Yeah.
Rather than a toggle that stays off or stays on.
I don't know. It was just
because that kind of thing can happen though. I mean, if you're not thinking about it,
no, you don't.
And it, you know,
like, when this happens to you, like you're not thinking practically. Like you just lose it. You think it's the cable or it's the it could be a million things. Like did I blow up a tube or something? And it could be like, it was the volume knob.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
what about you? Any,
man, most extreme. I fell through a stage.
You did.
I think I told this story before, but yeah, I was playing in a venue and the stage was made. It was composite, made of like 3 stages.
Okay.
And I was singing an Audio Slave cover, and I fell between bits of I fell through bits of
so Spinal Tap.
Yeah, bits of the stage. So that was pretty intense. A whole load of things happened with Phil X, and I've talked with him a bunch of times that I probably can't say on this podcast.
Oh god,
they were very funny. Hey Phil, fellow Greek.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
And then I think the other one probably was when Ben, the drummer in Dorje, he went for an Indian. Ben's going to come on this podcast and tell this story way better than I will do in this shortened version. But he went for an Indian, got food poisoning, and about 10 minutes before the gig, he was in Glasgow, and he was on his hands and knees, naked, in the toilet of this venue, both hands at the same time, and then he put his clothes back on, crawled on stage, and played the set because he is a fucking hero. And
good one.
Yeah,
he did the gig.
Yeah, he did the gig.
Yeah, good.
After all of that, it's pretty bad. Is that it? I think we're done, aren't we?
Now we move on to rapid fire.
Oh, rapid fire! Oh
Yeah.
my god, are you ready for rapid fire?
What was that?
I need a chord of intrigue. rapid fire question round.
Okay, let's do
We're
it.
going to ask you a series of rapid fire questions for you to answer rapidly.
So these are kind of like one word answers. You got to answer them as quickly as possible.
Oh, is it like a yes or no kind of thing, or?
It's more than a yes or no, but yeah. The first one we'll
All
start
right.
with a yes or no.
Let's
Okay. Would you want to live forever?
Yes! Hell yeah!
Such a Greek response.
Yeah. I want to be 1,000 years old and rule the world. Oh, I don't know. No. Anyways, sorry. Next
Rob?
question.
Oh, no. No, I don't, because
Why?
everyone I love will die.
We could hang out.
And I'll live forever, and we'll form a band called
Yeah.
Immortals. And
Great.
then that'll be it. We should do that anyway and wear masks so no one knows it's
Our
us.
last album, Fire is called Immortals.
Oh, fuck.
But it's an album name. We can name a band after that. Immortals. There's Immortal. It's the black metal band.
Let's form a band, call it Immortals, and just play like really heavy stoner sludge doom.
Or we could just call it the Old Cunts.
Right, yeah. Oh, you can absolutely
Okay.
say that on a podcast, yeah.
We just call it the Old Cunts.
See, this is so rapid fire.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question is, can you say something in an Asian language?
Yes. Japanese. Oh, I just my brain froze now. Okay, so what should I say? Oh, arigato. Arigato gozaimasu. What else? Genki desu. How are you?
Uh-huh.
Watashi wa Gus G desu. My name is Gus G. Itekimasu. I'm leaving.
You know a lot of Japanese bits.
I've been there like 15 times, so I know I pick up some
I
stuff.
have never been to Japan. I really want to go.
You would love it.
Boss, I keep telling Boss to take me, but they never take me.
Boss, bring Rob Chapman to Japan.
Yeah,
You have to do it.
please do.
Japan rocks. You're gonna. It's gonna blow your mind.
I know it's going to blow my mind,
Yeah.
and I'm a big fan of Japanese food too, so
Oh,
it's
yeah.
going to be good. For me, I guess Chinese. 我会说一点普通话。那么我的爸爸是 acupuncturist, so I learned.
你好。
你好，
你好，yeah?
你们好。
All right, do you respect Kanye West?
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Kanye West is?
No, I'm just kidding. Actually, I do know who he is, but I never really heard any of his songs.
Don't you mean Christian Genius Billionaire?
That one.
That's his real name now.
Oh yeah?
He's changing his name.
He changed it to Christian.
He's not actually. He said he would.
Because the media wouldn't call him a billionaire or refer to him as a Christian or say he was
No,
genius.
he said that those three words have become kind of like people almost see it cross to say someone's a billionaire. And so he said, I will take everything that you see cross and turn it into who I am. Because that's what he is, apparently
So
a creative
he's
genius
changing
billionaire.
his name. You know.
Good for him, man.
But then, yeah, I mean, people. You have a stage name.
yes.
Gus isn't your.
No.
Yeah,
no.
and,
Gus
you know,
G is a stage name.
I have a stage name. Rob isn't my real name. You know.
It's not?
No, it really is.
Mm.
I was trying to think of a cool name I could have, but I couldn't think of one in time. So, yeah.
Do you respect Kanye West?
I've never met him, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
As an artist. I think
Oh, as
is
an
the
artist?
question.
Yes, I think I respect him as an artist, but my respect is generally reserved for people that I meet and exchange with.
Yeah. Yeah, same here. Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. What's the fastest speed you've ever driven in a car?
200 kilometers. What's that in miles? I don't know. 200 kilometers an hour.
It's
205,
about,
200.
it's about 160 miles per hour.
Yeah, probably the same in Germany on the Autobahn.
I did it in Greece. We're not allowed.
On those roads, that's
Yeah.
That's-
We have some okay highways. We have the brand new highway now too that goes to Athens, so it's pretty
Right.
good. So yeah, I stepped
Yeah.
on it the other day. No, I mean I'm a brand new driver too. I only got my license like 2 years ago.
really
Yes,
why?
because I'm an idiot. No, like my whole life I've just like since I was young, it's just been like touring, traveling, and then when I was at home, I just stayed home. I didn't, and I still lived like in my old neighborhood for a long time, so I would just walk everywhere or
Yeah,
just
yeah.
take a taxi or something. And then we moved outside of the city, and then I realized I needed a driver license. It took me 2 years to get it because I was like it was between on and off tours, you know.
Right.
I finally got it in 2017. I'm a good driver, actually.
I'm sure you're because
Yeah.
your technique is really good. So
Yes, yeah.
you can steer really accurately in
Very
alternate gears or something.
Exactly. Yeah. And I drive. I learned how to drive stick shift.
Right.
Do they do that here in England? Do you yeah. Because in America, I think it's only automatic, right?
Right. Yeah, in fact, this is my first automatic car that I've got now.
Yeah.
I love it. It's like a go-kart.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great fun.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Godfather or Star Wars?
Godfather.
Star Wars.
Have you ever punched or slapped someone in the face?
Yeah, I guess.
Yes.
Yes.
Many people.
Yes. Every day.
Yeah, it's part of what we do.
Yeah.
Ask permission or beg for forgiveness?
Ask permission. Would you rather just do something and then go, sorry, I shouldn't have done that, forgive me?
Yeah.
Or would you rather just ask permission first?
I don't know. Both. Can you say both?
You just did.
What's your favorite street food?
What?
What's your favorite street food?
Tacos.
Interesting. I mean, I'm never going to turn down a kebab. I love a proper, but a real kebab, not like a high street London, thing. Like charcoals, proper,
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Would you climb up a mountain or would you jump out a plane?
Definitely climb up a mountain.
Yeah, absolutely climb up the mountain 100%. Why would you jump out of a perfectly good airplane? No.
Like skydiving. Would you rather go for a hike up like Everest or go skydiving?
No, thank you.
No, I will never skydive.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy. I have no interest in skydiving.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to join, Wim Hof? Have you ever heard of Wim Hof?
No.
Dude, look up Wim Hof. This guy's genius. He walks up mountains in his shorts, no shirt, sometimes no shoes, and just does deep breathing and survives in the ice. He's incredible.
Okay. For real?
Yeah, no, for real.
Okay.
Yeah, he's immune to cold, basically. Wow. Yeah.
Did you ever believe in Santa Claus?
Me? No.
100%.
No.
Absolute. You didn't believe in Santa Claus?
Fuck no. It's like, I mean, it was pretty obvious. It was a joke, right?
Too many young children.
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry if I killed anybody's dreams. So I don't know. I do love, one of my favorite movies of all time though is A Christmas Carol, or is it called like that? Yeah, Scrooge.
This is definitely your favourite movie of all time.
It is, yeah.
but what's it called? The Christmas one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But you have Christmas in Greece.
Absolutely.
And do you call him Father Christmas or Santa Claus, or what would you call him?
Santa Claus. Yeah.
Santa Claus. Okay.
And the very last question is, would you rather come face to face with a miniature hippopotamus or a giant cockroach, but both of them are in a bad mood?
That's an easy one.
It's very easy. It's the miniature hippo all day long.
Giant cockroach. I'm just kidding.
I would put that mini hippo in my pocket so fast, and I would call him George.
Okay. All right. Gus, it is now time for your shameless plug. Tell us what you've got going on in your life, tours, albums, guitars, etc.
Cool, thank you. I'm currently on tour with my band Firewind. We're touring with Queensryche, one of our favorite bands of all time, legendary band. We're working on a new album, and this is my new guitar. It's not released yet.
Oh.
And but this is the prototype. And can I talk about the new project?
Absolutely, talk about everything. Yeah.
These are my new pickups, and I have to give credit to you because you opened that switch in my mind, and where you said, "Dude, try that out." And because I think we were talking. It was about a year and a half ago.
Yeah, it was ages ago. Yeah, Gus phoned up and said, "I'm thinking about launching my own pickup."
Yeah.
And I was like, you should totally launch your own pickups, and I know all the people that can do it for you.
Yes, and you pointed me in the right direction with the right people, and here we are today. These are the prototypes.
Yeah.
I still don't have a name for the. I don't know if it's going to be a pickup company yet or something.
You know what? This is the ultimate opportunity for you right now to ask the general. Oh wait, the camera just did its thing.
You're right.
Okay, I'm not sure when it cut off, but for those watching this is the ultimate opportunity for Gus to ask the general public, what do you think he should call his new pickup set and, I guess, brand?
The brand, I have a name for the set. I call this Proteus because...
Proteus, the god of fire?
Yes. No.
Right.
Well, yeah, but it also refers to being the firstborn, the
Right.
number one.
Okay.
So because it's the first pickup, it's an active set, and well, I'm also working on a passive pickup set for my other model, which I don't have here today. But yeah, it's a good idea. Maybe people can help me find a name
For the brand.
for the brand. Yeah, what do you guys think? Let us know.
You're going to have a name within about 3 seconds of this video going up. People
Great.
are going to be like, call it this. You know what I did? I'm launching an album for Christmas. It's like an instrumental ambient shred kind of thing. It's
Ambient shred.
Well, there's not too much shred.
Okay,
there's
more
a lot more ambience.
Okay.
6 tracks based on 6 landscapes, like the ocean or the desert. I'll play some. It's mad.
Awesome.
And I needed to launch it under my own label.
Mm-hmm.
So to come up with a name for the label, I took my kids' names, Theodore and Chloe, and put them into a random generator that jumbles up the letters and gives you words or set. And I came up with Electrode Records.
Awesome.
So
This doesn't. I mean, this guy, huh? Hey, what do you know? Bada boom, bada bing. Great idea.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
They sound really nice.
Thank
by the
you.
way.
Thank you.
I am very glad that you took that step into launching your own product.
Yes, you were really actually helped me. It opened up my mind to go into this direction, and it's.
100% welcome, man.
Thank you.
I'm glad that it sounds good. And you got to talk a little bit about the secret sauce behind them. So what kind of magnets or what kind of...
Oh, well, it's an Alnico 5 magnet. And it's basically, we have, it's connected to, it has a preamp, obviously. It's kind of like my old, similar to my old Seymour Duncan pickups that I used to play, the active ones, but obviously we've voiced them differently and it's a different
Sure.
setup, wiring setup, obviously, different patterns. But I like these because they respond so well.
Yeah.
It's not like the usual, you know what I mean? When you have an active pickup, it's like that one tone and that's it. It's like this one responds really well to volume swells.
Do you want to play for just like about a little bit?
And it's got, of course, really high gain once you turn up the volume. Yeah, and then neck pick up a little bit maybe. Clarity.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Dude. And I noticed that when you put on your Speed Demon pedal, it still retains the clarity of what you're giving the pedal.
Yeah.
Which is kind of. Dude.
Screaming, huh? I love these pickups, man.
Yeah, they sound great. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We should probably get some food because I'm starving now.
Let's do it.
So, thank you for watching and listening. And enjoy Ask Chappers. Please subscribe. Say nice things about both of us or don't. Take it easy. Chappers and Gus out.